End of Year True Crime Part 2, Power Manipulation. And the moment empires start to collapse is being asked a few simple questions illegal? No. But what if those questions aren't curiosity? Are you good with money? Do you have debt? Do you need help? To most people, that sounds like concern. To prosecutors, it sounds like reconnaissance, because when predators look for leverage, they don't start with violence. They start with vulnerability. The criminal reality behind the glamour Sean Diddy Combs has claimed that all drug-fueled encounters were consensual. He has admitted to volatile relationships. He denies trafficking. But here is the line the law draws, clearly and without ambiguity. You cannot beat people. You cannot threaten them. You cannot confine them. You cannot terrify someone into obedience and call it intimacy. According to sworn testimony, this wasn't chaos. It was control. Allegations presented in court described women being isolated, monitored, and punished for defiance. Witnesses spoke of intimidation tactics that included threats, confinement, and psychological pressure. Prosecutors argued that violence wasn't incidental, it was instrumental. This wasn't relationship drama. This was alleged criminal assault paired with psychological domination. Beauty did not protect anyone here. Fame didn't soften the impact. Instead, prosecutors painted a picture of influence turned into a weapon, a system where fear did the enforcing, and silence was the currency. Why domestic violence is a crime of power, not passion. Domestic violence isn't just morally reprehensible, it's legally devastating. When someone uses physical force or threat to control another person, they commit crimes with lifelong consequences. Assault, battery, unlawful restraint, sometimes kidnapping. But the most enduring damage is invisible. Experts explain that abuse rewires survival instincts. Trauma bonding makes the abuser feel like both the danger and the refuge. Learned helplessness takes hold. The nervous system adapts to terror. That's why victims don't just leave. Leaving can feel like extinction. This is why the law treats coercive control seriously, because the prison isn't just physical, psychological. The footage that changed everything then came the evidence prosecutors called undeniable. 3 video clips sealed, brief recorded across multiple years. Jurors were given headphones. The public screens went dark. Only the jury could see and hear what prosecutors argued was proof of coercion and exploitation. Observers reported jurors visibly reacting, some looking away, sitting rigid. UNMOVING. The legal high wire. Act stands still. None of this guarantees a conviction. Every witness must withstand cross-examination. It's designed to fracture credibility. Past drug use, financial hardship, alleged personal motives. The defense doesn't need to prove innocence, only cast doubt. Every document must be authenticated. Every financial invoice, every digital record, chain of custody must be flawless. One misstep handwriting analysis contested. One broken link in the trail, and evidence can be dismissed. Every search must survive. Constitutional scrutiny. The political and procedural chess game in July 2025. After a high-profile 2-month trial, a jury convicted Sean Diddy Combs of 2 counts of violating the Mann Act, transporting individuals for the purpose of prostitution. He was acquitted of the more serious sex trafficking and RICO charges, which could have carried life sentences by October 2025. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian sentenced Combs to 50 months for years and 2 months in federal prison. Imposed a $500,000 fine and ordered 5 years of supervised release. Time served since his arrest in September 2024 was credited. The sentence sparked immediate controversy. Combs' legal team argued it was draconian, citing that the judge improperly considered conduct related to the charges where Combs was acquitted. In public filings, defense attorneys claimed Judge Subramanian acted as a 13th juror. HOWLAVAR public opinion was loud. Across social media, many felt the sentence fell short. After years of exposure, coverage, and public reckoning, the outcome left a lingering sense of unfinished justice. Adding another layer, a civil lawsuit emerged from a former yacht employee, Grace Omar K., accusing Sean Combs, his sons Justin and Christian Combs, and other associates of sexual assault and creating an environment of debauchery. Aboard a leased yacht in 2022, Combs and his representatives denied all allegations. The stakes remain high. While the criminal conviction is limited, the appeals process could extend for months or years, keeping Combs and his legal team in court. And the public watching. Galveston County, a case of elder abuse, robbery, and betrayal in Backcliff, Texas. There was no spotlight. The violence unfolded inside a home. Tammy King, 61 years old, was found deleted in her bedroom after a neighbor grew concerned and called authorities. Her body was discovered covered with a sheet. The house showed clear signs of disturbance. Drawers were pulled open. Her purse had been emptied. Several firearms were missing. A medical examiner later testified that Tammy King died from a gunshot wound to the head. Her death was ruled a homicide. Investigators described it as a crime of opportunity. According to court records, Tammy had been raising her granddaughter, Tara King, who was 17 at the time. Investigators testified that tensions had been building inside the home, including arguments about school attendance and household rules. But prosecutors alleged the motive extended beyond conflict. This was about theft and planning after the shooting. Tara King and her boyfriend, Uriah Urick, fled the area. Surveillance footage later shown to jurors captured Tara purchasing hair dye with cash, an apparent attempt to alter her appearance. Authorities testified that the pair asked multiple people for rides out of town, offering money. 5 days later, they were captured in Laredo, Texas. A third individual, Travis Hodge, admitted to driving the teens in an effort to help them evade law enforcement. He was charged with hindering apprehension and later agreed to testify for the state. In 2025, a jury found Uriah Urick guilty of capital murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Tara King remains charged and is scheduled to stand trial in 2026. An elderly woman was betrayed in her own home, killed during what prosecutors allege was a robbery plotted by those closest to her, and it is a reminder that elder abuse does not always look like neglect. Sometimes it looks like premeditation. In CLOICNG this year proved something uncomfortable. Power doesn't need a spotlight. It only needs access. As we move into 2026, we hope for peace. But when peace fails, accountability must follow. Because power without consequence isn't influence. It's danger.